Hey friends, we are in the garden. It is December the 9th. Miss Rochelle is going to be harvesting lettuce. Welcome back to Central Texas Homestead. We haven't been doing a lot of videos. I'm back to work. Sorry about that, but we're going to try to catch up. So today we're going to go through and we are going to weed. We've got a lot of weeding to do. We're going to be harvesting our lettuce from the grow table because we do have a cold front coming in. Right now it's like 63. It's perfect. If this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe. Check out all of our old videos. We've done a lot of videos over the couple of years on gardening and the extreme Central Texas heat, thunderstorms, the ice storms. This year was another hot year, so we're hoping and praying that this spring that we get some more rain and we don't have a brutal summer. But right now we're going to go in the garden. We're going to do some weeding. And just join us, hang out with us. Okay, garden is looking good. We've got a lot of weeds that we need to take care of. The poppies, they tend to pop up. I don't want poppies in my vegetable garden because they really take up a lot of room. There's a poppy right there. But we let them grow all over the other gardens for Miss Rochelle. She likes those poppies in the springs. What are you doing, Bonesy? Say hello. Kohlrabi this year. I just did a little patch of kohlrabi, broccoli, radishes, our onions. We plant in sections, okay? Because then I can plant in between in the spring tomatoes and peppers. So we've got probably about 250 onions this year, maybe 275. We did some garlic in different areas. There's some more onions, a space in between so we can plant a couple of peppers or tomatoes. This area right here is just resting until spring. Herbs are doing amazing. We've got our Asian radishes. They're going to get pretty big. Chives. And look at all the dill, guys. I really wanted to do a bunch of dill this year. We're going to use it fresh, but I'm going to go ahead and hang it and dry it, and then we'll have dried dill. Again, more onions. Snow peas climbing along the fence. The colder it gets, the better they'll do. We've got some Asian turnips, some carrots, Uzbek, the yellow carrots. Arugula is just amazing. And again, more of the Asian radish in between the dill. We've had pretty mild weather. You know, it's December 9th and it's going to be 75 today. So we kind of lucked out. The garden is still producing. We're still producing peppers, and I'll show you in a minute. Temperatures have been mild. We are getting our first really big cold front. Tomorrow with the highs only going to be 50 and the lows will be mid 30s. So we're going to get that lettuce on the grow table harvested and process it, and I'll show you how we do that. Mustard greens, doing really well. Along the fence too, we planted some more garlic over here and then more onions. We're just kind of staggering things. We've got beets. We've got the yellow beets, love those, and the red beets. We've got turnips doing very well, very well. Yep, we're already getting some small turnips. More carrots, more beets. And then we've got leeks. I went ahead and threw in a little bit of leeks this year. Napa cabbage doing very well. They're forming really nice heads. Just like to make sure to keep the leaves out of them. Really nice heads being formed. Just one red cabbage. It was kind of random. And we still have a bunch of the hot spicy Italian peppers. I'm going to go ahead and harvest these. I think with this cold spell coming, they're going to be done. And crazy enough, we've got Kentucky Wonder green beans. That's kind of unusual for this late in the season, so we're going to harvest these and we'll probably cook these up. There's enough for a good meal for Miss Rochelle and I. Collard greens did okay this year. Not as good as prior years, but we'll have a decent harvest to go ahead and do a batch. I'll probably be mixing the collard greens with the mustard greens, maybe some turnip and beet greens, and we'll do a big batch and can them. Dinosaur kale got infected with bugs, so I had to use some diatomaceous earth. That's the white powder that you see, but it's coming back. I like to take these and dehydrate them and make kale chips. but it looks like the bugs are under control. We really need rain. We haven't had much rain, even though the weather's been mild. We still need some water from the sky, so we've been having to hand water for the last few weeks, but rain is in the forecast for next week. We just did a few pots on the grow table this fall. Next spring we'll load this table up. We've got some oak leaf lettuce. We've got some red sales. Miss Rochelle's gonna harvest these and we'll process them. We've got some bunching onions for salads. We're gonna harvest these and we're probably gonna move these pots closer to the house. This is the south side of the house, so they should be fine through this little cold spell. We'll put them back on the table, let the rain come, and they'll probably grow one more time before the end of the season. Hugelkultur is pretty done. We're just letting it rest. We're gonna weed it and cover it with more, probably these leaves. I'll probably just, when the dew is off the ground and they're dry, I'll just get my blower out and I'll pile them up on here so they can compost. We've got a healthy patty pan plant that we got some patty pan squashes, so we'll just let that keep going until it ends. Okay guys, we're gonna harvest the lettuce from the grow table before. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go, I might just pop some of these out all the way, thin them.
Gosh, look how pretty they are.
I know.
Now, are these the kind that regrow?
Yeah, these are cut and come again, but I'm gonna thin them out because they're really thick in the pot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the whole root out.
Gonna take root. Okay.
Cut that, and that's what we're gonna eat. And the good thing about a grow table, folks, is that, you know, it's clean. You're not really doing a lot of washing. We are gonna wash them in the house and put them in the salad spinner.
Here?
Okay. Just throw it, we'll compost it. All right. That red sails are amazing. And we're going to take you into the house, guys, when we're done, and we're going to show you how we store our lettuce. It's a good way to store them. We wrap them in paper towels, dry them really well, and we put them in Ziplocs. And they'll stay in the fridge for, gosh, what, Rochelle, a month?
Yeah.
And we still need rain, that's for sure. We've been having to water with the temperature being in the mid to upper 70s.
Too on that one.
I know. Every other day, right?
Something else to kind of think about is, even though again these look gloriously tall and so on like that, the taller they get, the higher chance that they're going to bolt, which means that they'll turn to seeding lettuce instead of edible lettuce.
And the cool thing is Rochelle and I are both off of work for 2 weeks during the holidays, so I'm sure we're going to be doing some filming. Who knows what we'll do? Maybe we'll do a day trip.
Depends on what the weather lets us do.
Yeah. I think that's. Should I pull some more? Yeah, I think I'll do a couple more.
And I just got a little cup to kind of catch the bottoms.
What do you want, Luna?
She's checking out, make sure we're doing the work right.
It's like every gardener that I know has a black cat. She's cool. She scares the squirrels away, and she doesn't hunt anything really. And she pretty much doesn't leave the yard. There we go. So far, we're getting a really nice bowl. And we're thinning out the plants too, which is nice. Our red sails. So we're going to leave a couple of the red sails, so they'll keep growing. You can see there's new growth down in here. Look how dark red they are.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Are you helping, Bones? Don't pee on the plants. What you doing? Psst, psst. What you doing? How's it going over here, Rochelle?
Good.
Should have a salad, shouldn't we? We're gonna have a salad. That's a lot. Look at that. We'll show them how to process it too. I would say the only problem or challenge when you have an urban garden is all the trees all around us. So you got to deal with the leaves. It's not a big deal. I just don't like a bunch of leaves in the beds. I like them kind of clean where I could see what's growing. I could see the weeds. If we were to do it different, if we were to ever have land, which we're not moving, grandkids are all around here, so, and we've got a beautiful little homestead. If we ever did it again, I would probably buy 10 acres and just put the garden in the middle of nowhere with no trees. Okay friends, after Rochelle and I took a look at the forecast and the weather, 38 tomorrow morning and 36 Monday morning, we're gonna go ahead and put up hoop houses. I got my rebar and I'll show you how we do it. Just this row right here, the Napa cabbage, the broccoli, and the kohlrabi, they should be fine. But I don't want to take a chance here with these greens because we want to go ahead and harvest these greens during the Christmas holiday, and we want to cook them up and can them up. That's another video that we're going to do. We're going to do a lot of videos during the holiday. So watch how I do this. I'm going to lay rebar, we're going to pound it in, and I've got PVC pipe, and we're going to make a hoop house, and then we'll get the row cover out and cover it up. Let's get to work. Okay guys, so back here is where I store our PVC. Nice and neat, off the ground. Grab some of these. We'll take them over there. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do on the outside of the beds, right about here towards the end, I'm going to go ahead and tack these in. Be careful, watch your fingers. That's why I'm wearing my glasses. Right about there. We're not going to cover this side of the row because those are root carrots, beets. They're fine. Turnips. Okay. Now we'll grab a PVC. Slide this in. All the way down, bend this, slide that in, and we have one hoop house. Perfect. We're going to keep going. All the stakes are in the ground, and now we're just putting the hoops up, and then we'll get the row cover. Now the good thing about this row cover, and I'll tell you about it, it lets the sun come in, and it does let the water come in as well too, but it is a blanket of frost protection. Okay guys, so we got our row cover that we store in our shed. I think this one's about 60 foot long. You can buy them by the foot, and they're about 8 foot wide. Again, just a nice thin material. Lets the sun come in, so you can keep this on for a couple of weeks if you have to. And this is just going to help prevent if we get a frost or something, just to keep these going. We're not going to really have a frost or a winter until January, February, so we'll be able to extend our December garden, hopefully to the end of December, beginning of January, we'll harvest everything. One thing too, Miss Rochelle said to remind you guys that we will open it during the day. So we'll roll it up, let that full sun exposure, roll it up, clip it, and then at night, depending on the weather, we'll go ahead and fold it up and cover it. There are a couple holes in these guys, but that's okay. We'll cover them up with clips. Probably had this row cover for about 10 years, and we're not going to buy anything new just yet. And we're just going to use these clips, guys. All right, guys, so we got the row cover. Looks good. Got a couple of holes that we need to clip, and we're able to take the lettuce from the grow table under here, so hopefully we can get a few more weeks out of it.
Okay, guys, so while Mike's been doing the covering of the garden, and again, it's kind of early, but we really felt like it, you know, with the temperature drop, that at least if the weather folks are anywhere near right, that we would rather protect it than, you know, be sorry later for not having done so. So I've been doing weed pulling, and a couple of the weeds that we oftentimes find here in Texas in our yard area is verbena. Now, verbena is a wildflower. It's not in bloom right now. Most of our verbena are purple. They're very pretty, and actually you will find them particularly at like a lot of the big box stores and things like that when the spring comes along. And really and truly, they are pretty, but of course they can get really, really invasive. The other one that we find quite frequently in the garden area is what I grew up calling it milkweed. I don't know if that's really what the name is, but it's that one for those of us that are a little bit older. Remember, we used to go out into the yard and then we would pick the milkweed and oh, the milk came out. So a lot of that kind of grows. We're going to toss those, and of course we're not going to put them in compost or anything like that. These are going to get tossed in the trash because we don't want them coming back as much as we can try and control any of it. Okay, another couple of things I wanted to show you. Keep in mind when you're maybe doing some cuttings, some of the maybe the dead portions of some of your plants, things like that. Don't feel like you have to pick those up and put those in the trash. Keep those down there. We want to cut them from the plant so that the plant's not trying to create nutrients to something that's really not going to grow, a leaf that's already dead, something like that. But it can also serve as a little bit of mulch. Secondarily, I know Michael was talking earlier about how he likes to clean out the garden from the leaves and things like that. Yes, it looks better kind of cleaned up, but it also can serve as a mulch. So like these are mostly kind of root vegetables. This is broccoli. We've got some kohlrabi down here. I think this is the first year we're trying kohlrabi, right?
First year.
So, I mean, these are good deep-rooted plants, but again, if we were to mulch over with the leaves, it's just kind of maybe a little added protection. So don't feel like you have to get rid of all your leaves.
Hot weather and then the freeze that we might get, and then maybe after that we'll get rid of them. Texas
is unpredictable in its weather. It always has been. And of course, I don't know what some folks think. I don't know where I am on like climate change stuff. I'm kind of believing in climate shifts because we've had much colder winters here in Texas than what I can recall in my number of years being here. So again, anything that can protect the garden, having some leaves and things like that. Also picking up acorn shells, that's something else. The tree that we have over here from our neighbor's yard is an acorn tree, and of course it's beautiful, but the squirrels of course obviously enjoy their acorns, and then so one of the things that happens, the acorns not only naturally drop over into our area, but then the squirrels come and they go get their food, and then next thing you know, we're burying acorns in our garden. No, squirrels, don't do that.
And then the trees start to pop up in spring, and the roots are down like,
and boy, the roots can get really deep on the acorns and stuff. So that's something else we try to pick up. We're also going to be doing some upgrade to the garden, and so I want to kind of show you a little bit on this end too. Okay, so Mike and I are looking forward to our couple of weeks off coming up around the holiday season, and as long as the weather holds, we are actually going to be out here doing some upgrades to the garden. One of the things we're going to do back here is we're probably going to put some row cover, and then we've got a huge amount of decomposed granite. We decided we're going to make that a path. Part of the reason we want to use the landscape fabric underneath is hopefully in the idea that we're going to stop some of the acorns from dropping and then kind of planting themselves. Now you can use cardboard, but we really felt like maybe the slightly lasting effects of landscape fabric and then the decomposed granite would be helpful. The other thing we're going to be doing is some upgrade. As you can see, this end of the garden is like completely free of any plantings and so on like that. Again, if you, we're just trying to kind of regenerate the soil, let it rest, kind of start it over as the spring comes along. And don't be afraid though that if you get some weed growth in here, don't worry about that. It actually tells you that your soil is kind of nutrient, so the weeds want to grow in those areas. But of course, depending on what we do with the upgrades down here, we'll be pulling the weeds and things like that.
All right guys, we're gonna close this one out for now. We're gonna do another video on our way of prepping, washing, and storing greens, lettuce, It's going to be a fun video. It'll probably be a short one, but we really want to show you guys. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're new, subscribe, thumbs up, check us out. We're not doing as many videos as we used to because I'm working now. Miss Rochelle and I are doing some other things as well too, but we're going to keep posting lots of cool gardening videos. We have 2 weeks off during the holidays, so we're going to be doing a lot of other garden updates and things like that, cooking, preserving. We're going to harvest the greens. I'm going to do a huge batch of greens, and we'll do a film on that. Hey guys, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, God bless.